So I was asked to prepare this design for reprinting it on t-shirt. So I thought I'd share the process. This image is of a remnant of a t-shirt that is pretty wrinkled and stretched. So that's why it's photographed under plexiglass. But let's see what we can get. I'm going to start by opening the image. I'm using Blender, by the way, mesh plane. Here's the image. I'm going to make sure I'm in shadeless, blended, the smart interpolation, and import the image. I need to set my camera right. Actually, I'll be working with these nodes here, but I need this information here. So 4080 by 3072. Okay, so what that does, it gives me the aspect ratio of the image, but now I need to scale it to that. So I'm just dividing 4080 by 3072 to get that. So it will render, Blender that is, will render the image up to the corner of the image at the same scale. I'm going to take advantage of Blender's, either take advantage or just play with them to see what I can extract or get from them. But Blender's view transforms and the color spaces for the images to see if I can, have more data here to play with. So first I'm going to switch this to Filmic here. And the image itself, I'm going to change the color space to non-color. So that kind of like mutes everything. But what I don't want is the hard black and whites, and Filmic doesn't let the blacks get fully black or the whites get fully white. So I'm going to try to use that to my advantage, I hope. Let me see another setting that I can work with. Let me go to very low contrast. There we go. Okay, so I can add, in the image nodes here, I'm going to add a conversion from the color to black and white, and then add a color ramp to compress or to crunch the values. I'm going to zoom in on one of these texts, which is what I want to extract, and basically just crunch it until we get something that we may like. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to pick up some of the bright spots on the shirt. So I just have to kind of play with it. But I'm picking up too much of this other shadows, really, is what they are. If I mute them, I don't want any of these to show up. So let me see. Yeah, I'll just focus on this one letter here. So that's obviously too much. So it's going to be around there. Around there is when they start turning black. And around there is where I'm going to crunch it down too. So 5 position 0.532 and the other one 0.5. Why not? Let's make it 0.533 to try to get rid of everything else. I can tell that I am not. So that's quite all right. Let me see. A couple little things here and there that I may not like. So I'm going to have to do some manual cleanup. Let me see if I can get something better by increasing the resolution. Control Z. So I'm going to mute them so that I can get a render like this. But now I'm going to increase the resolution times 2. This is just scaling the image up, really. And I'm making use of the interpolation versus closest. It's pixelated. And then there's linear and cubic. Smart chooses in between those. So I'm basically just adding pixels in here to see if that'll help out a little bit. Let's do that. Go smart, and then go. Let's see the render settings. I'm just gonna use that for now. So in the compositing, I should be able to see the render here. This is a higher resolution render. Image save as. I don't like that name there, so I'm going to call it and scale up, scale up. PNG is fine. Save as. All right. Well, the one thing is that if I go back to the image and now I decide to reload what I just saved out, it might be even more muted. So let's see how that looks. So I just switched it out, and yes, in fact, it is more muted in colors. Let's see what we get. Well, we get nothing now because the values are all over the place. Let's chase them. I'm going to duplicate the node just to have a memory of what works with the regular image. But I can already see, going back over here, it was in the G that we focused. Let's look at the G over here. So I'm seeing something materialize. Oh no, there it is. So it does exist. There's a little crack right there and right there. So I want the cracks, but I don't want just the shadows of where it's about to crack, right? So I think there it is. So position 1, let's copy 7, 7, right? Copy. Position 2, let's paste it. Let's just go 8, see what it does. All right. All right, so there we are with very close to an extraction of only the white from the text with a little pixel here and there. So for this, I'm I'm going to go now into the settings and go back to the standard. It's not going to quite give me the white because the image itself is not quite white. Let me see. And no lookup. Well, actually, it is giving me the white because it's coming out fully white. Rather, the view lookup was fooling me a little bit. I'm going to do an F12 or a render. Let me see if it's worth all the samples. That's fine. Go to the compositor. Let me save the file first. File, save, so I don't lose the work. And here it's fine. What I'm going to do is add a mask. New one. And I want to do as least amount of manual cleanup that I have to. See, there's a little pixel there that I want to get rid of. So now that I have a mask, I'm going to add it here. Masks. I'm going to do a layering here with the alpha over. No. X. Color, mix color. Nope, where is it? Here it is. It's going to be the factor to show this, otherwise that. First, let's visualize. Yep, that's correct. There it is. So that takes out some of that stuff out there. Now I'm gonna save this image. Image save as. I'm gonna call it contrast. All right, so now that I got that, I'm gonna input that very same image just to check any little errant pixels out there. I'm gonna open that one, and I'm gonna add a filter, dilate any road. Filter, nope. Yeah, that's correct. Let's view that. So everything should be either black or white. And what I'm going to do here, let's zoom into a letter, is I went about 3 times and increased it. And what I'm looking for is any little pixels such that I'd have to go and hand erase that are out and about. There's one right here. There's one right there. Let me see, where else? I'm not sure about this one. This may not. Let's look at the image. Let's get this window going. Wrong one. There we go. Oh, I can't get it. Not with my stylus. There it is. So let's look at the image. So here it's the O. Oh, there it is. I see a point there and a point there. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that one. Oh, it's also a little point. Kind of distracts. I'm going to get rid of it anyways. So S has that. Okay. Let's look what else. I think that's good. Good enough right there. So I'm going to close that one off. Or rather, I don't need to. I'm going to just save. Go into the image, the viewer node. Look at that image. Oh, I didn't save it here. Oh, there they are. I just can't see them, that's all. There they are. So go into the contrast image. So it's this point right here. Paint, tools, paint hard, tool settings, fall off, constant. Make sure it's full black. Paint that guy away. That guy. Where else was it? Up here. Yeah, it doesn't add much to leave that one there. All right, that was it. Get rid of those. So I'll just go image save. I don't have to re-render. I'm just saving the image. And now that's done. But because the image is warped, I'm going to work to straighten it out. So you can watch me. That's going to be a lot more work than what I just did here. So you can watch me in time lapse, hopefully, if the recording goes well. Okay, so now that's done fully with some, adjustments here and there in order to make the image more straight and not so warped. So now we'll just save it as, we're going to call it Trails End. Art extraction. So that's it. Now we're done for real.